It's Friday. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? I didn't know what I was going to do at the start of this video. Apparently, I'm going to put my fist in the air and pump. How are you all doing on this wonderful, wonderful Friday? Got that Friday feeling. I'm not going to pull the guy up dancing next to his car. Well, that's how I feel, apparently, which is good. We are going to be talking about plenty of stuff this morning. Welcome to United People's TV. I'm Sam. You know that by now. We are talking about Fabrizio Romano's update on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's future. No doubt the biggest story at the moment is Ole, and we're going to be talking about that and what Fabrizio had to say about the Liverpool game on Sunday. We're also going to be speaking about Donny van der Beek, about Marcus Rashford. Will he be fit to play? We're going to be speaking a little bit about Bruno Fernandes's new contract, a little bit about Erling Haaland, a little bit about Jose Mourinho. How are you all doing? You know it's Friday, and you know what happens on Friday? It's Interactive Map Day. Apparently, that's my little jingle for the map. The map's going to be coming up, so you know what you do throughout the entire stream. You let me know where you're watching from and the town you're watching from. I'll try and add you to the map. And if you really want to get on the map, fire it in a super chat. You always get in on the map. But how are you all doing? I can see Matty watching in the comments. Gareth, Abby, Maestro, Top Dog, Daniel, Abby, Keith Thomas, Save the Jungle. Well, good morning to all of you. Ian, I hope you're feeling a little bit better. Graham, Paula, Jonathan, Dave, there's loads of you. Welcome aboard. I hope you're all doing well. I'm clearly in a chipper mood. Don't know why I'm in a chipper mood, but well, I suppose because United won 3-2 in midweek. But now we've got Liverpool on Sunday. We're all, I mean, if we were all crapping ourselves before the Atalanta game, how are you all feeling ahead of the game against Liverpool this weekend? Let's dive straight into the big story this morning. It's coming from Fabrizio Romano. Now, only last week we were told unequivocally that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has 100% support from the club. 100. Guaranteed support from the club. And all of us looked at it, and this was after the Leicester game. All of us looked at that and went, I'm not, not sure. I'm not sure. I questioned it at the time. You know, whatever was being said in the press, I questioned whether Manchester United would have had 100% support for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And this update from Fabrizio Romano sheds a little bit more light on that situation that sort of kind of proves me right. Anyway, let's listen to what Fabrizio had to say on his YouTube channel yesterday. If you haven't already subscribed to Fabrizio Romano, come on, subscribe to him. This is what he said. We'll have a little snippet of what he said about Solskjaer and his future.
To tell you what I'm told about the situation of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we have 1 million questions on this point. And so what happened at the half time? From what I'm told, Ole was really calm, was not screaming with the team.
So this is an interesting part because this is Fabrizio talking about what happened at half time. So Man United are 2-0 down against Atalanta. Got absolutely played off the park by a team who was missing their two main centre-backs, their main central defensive midfielder and probably their main striker, although he was on the bench and came on anyway. This is what Fabrizio said happened at half time in that team talk. I suppose an occasion where maybe a lot of you would have been like, surely that's when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to go in and lose his shit, really. This is apparently what Solskjaer did.
Ole was really calm, was not screaming with the team, was not creating any problem to the players. He wanted to take his own responsibilities. He said, I trust this team, this starting 11. So he was not playing to make any change at the first minute of the second half. He wanted to trust his players and told them, we have to restart.
Now, whether or not you agree with that style of management, it is Solskjaer. It worked in that second half. And just the mere fact it did show that the players are still playing for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Some of you are like trying to say, oh, they weren't playing for Solskjaer. They were playing for the club. No, man, they were playing for Solskjaer. If they wanted Solskjaer to be sacked, it would have been very easy for them to just let that game pass them by because it took a lot of effort and intensity to win that second half. Got a new member here, although I'm going to very much struggle to say your name, sir. I'm going to call you Nat because that's in your logo. Where are you watching from, Nat? Nice to have you on board. Welcome aboard. If anybody else would like to join, hit that join button. Become part of the United People's TV family. Let's go back over here, and this is where we're going to get into what Fabrizio says about Solskjaer's future.
From what we did in the final 5 minutes. So let's rebuild with this mentality. He was really calm and relaxed, and this is how Man United were back in the game in the second half. Also, this is why Man United board are still backing Solskjaer and are still protecting the manager in public. They expect something different. This is what they wanted from Leicester, what they wanted from the game with Atalanta, and what they expect with Liverpool, because the game between Liverpool and Man United will be key for Ole's future. So
there. That bit there. Let me look. Little rewind. There.
The game between Liverpool and Man United will be key for Ole's future.
The game between Liverpool and Manchester United will be key for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's future. Hey, look, watching from Thailand. How you doing, buddy? How can I invite you for an interview online? Drop me an email if you want. sam@thepeoplesperson.com. Everyone's always welcome to email me or welcome to DM me on Twitter. You know my DMs are always open at @sampeoples_. And look, before we speak about Solskjaer, I'll say it up there. I've opened the PO box. United People's TV, PO Box 6172, Leon C, SS19DA in the UK. If you want to send anything, you see that plant over there? We can't see it now because Fabrizio's in the way. Whoop, there it is. See that plant? I'm going to replace that plant with a table. It's going to be the opportunity for you to send in anything you want to be part of the United People's TV set. As I said, I want to make this a genuine community channel. Therefore, I want you to help me build the set. Send in anything you want. And maybe I'll do some unpacking and some unboxings live on these streams. That'd be good fun. But that's the PO box and it's now open. Might go this weekend to see if anyone sent anything. That'd be fun. I'll do it every weekend anyway. But back to what Fabrizio said. Fabrizio there saying basically what we all knew. And that game against Liverpool is key to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's future. I did a little sort of mini opinion piece over on thepeoplesperson.com this morning. If you haven't checked it out, that's a website that I started back in 2011. All the latest Manchester United news on there. You definitely want to check that out. But I wrote a little piece this morning saying that Liverpool game for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, it's more than just a performance. No, sorry, it's more than just a result that's needed. It's very much performance-based as well. It's reached that stage with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer where if we were to have another game like we did against Villarreal, for example, where we get played off the park for like 70, 75 minutes and we come up with a late winner, of course that will be enough against Liverpool. That will be incredible against Liverpool. But Solskjaer is in need of performances. And Romano there saying that the Liverpool game is key for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's future, for me, goes to show that he does not have 100% faith from the club. And I'd be very surprised if he did. Man United aren't that stupid, surely. No offense to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but there's no chance you can have 100% faith in Solskjaer from a club perspective. I understand the faith in Solskjaer. I understand the credit that he's built. Yeah, and I genuinely, for the life of me, I do not understand anybody who argues any differently that Solskjaer is the best manager post-Fergie. You let me know what you think about that in the comments. Do you think that Mourinho is the best manager because he won the Europa League and the League Cup? Or do you think Van Gaal's the best manager? For me, I measure the success of the managers post-Ferguson not just on the trophies they've won. And that's not me trying to find a way to give Solskjaer credit. I measure the success of that on the actual full structure of my football club. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and that's the work he's done there. I don't need to justify, I don't need to explain it there completely. I will do that at some point in the video, no doubt. I was going to do it for today, but I've run out of time. So maybe I won't do that for today. But according to Romano, the game against Liverpool is key for Solskjaer's future. Now, what's your reaction to that? You let me know in the comments below. What do you really genuinely think that if Manchester United don't win against Liverpool, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer really does face a sack? That it could happen after Liverpool, maybe before Spurs, maybe we get an interim manager in. Let me know what you think about that in the comments, and I'll read a few of your comments out. Josh, you're saying, I agree, Sam. He's brought solidity. I always say solidarity instead of solidity. It's the wrong thing. Solidarity is like, will you stand on your own? I think. No, we stand in solidarity with someone you agree with them. But solidity, yeah, he's brought solidity back to the club, and he has. Look, Ruad's not feeling a very good morning. This page is utter pish. Are you Scottish, mate? Who's actually expecting United to beat Liverpool at Anfield? I don't know, mate. But considering we're not playing them at Anfield, I don't think anyone's really expecting that on Sunday because it'll be quite a weird game to go to, considering nobody will be there. Victor, you think, yes, he could be sacked if we lose in a bad manner. Meat, you're saying no, but he will lose some support from the board. He won't be sacked until the summer, says Salim on Facebook. Let's have a look over here. Jose would have done wonders with the squad Ole has, says Chris. Well, I'll speak about Jose in a bit, Chris. Don't you worry about that. Gary Cole saying, how many managers have received the infamous vote of confidence from a club, then been sacked the following week? Absolutely. I don't disagree with that. And I don't really think it's been has it been a vote of confidence? I suppose it has been. The journalists are all chasing questions, and Manchester United's board is unequivocally coming out in their support. But yeah, I think it's reached that point now with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. In my opinion, it's reached the point with him that after that Atalanta first half, obviously we had the turnaround, but the first half was just an abysmal continuation of what we saw against Leicester. It's reached the point now where performances, setting the tone is equally as, no, it's not as important as the result. Ultimately, it is not as important as the result, but it's nearly as important for Solskjaer now to have that energy in the team, to have that energy and momentum, because the wind is blowing in the wrong direction for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer until that second half against Atalanta. And wow, did the players respond. One of the best 45 minutes you'll watch at Old Trafford. Blistering pace, blistering energy, everybody the desire. Ronaldo, did you see that Ronaldo sprint from like about 30 yards into Atalanta's half, the whole way down to Luke Shaw? He ran like he was 22 in a bloody 100-meter race. Ronaldo heard, I saw a tweet yesterday, Vintage Reds, big up Vintage Reds on Twitter, saying, hey, look, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer played the Europa League anthem at half-time. And Ronaldo was like, hell no. He is Mr. Champions League, and he turned up with Mr. Champions League, and we played like we wanted to stay in the Champions League. But that energy there, it's very hard to maintain over a 90-minute period. We know that. The best teams can do it, although they do tire towards the end of the season. It's very, very, very tough to kick that up for a full season. But that sort of energy there, being first to the second ball, making space, always making themselves available for the pass, pressing as a unit, whether that's in midfield or in attacking spaces. It was a real team performance in that second half. And that's what everybody wants to see against Liverpool. Because, and I'm not saying this blindly with ridiculous faith, we can beat Liverpool on Sunday. Solskjaer, over a 90-minute period, has beaten Mourinho, has beaten Klopp, has beaten Tuchel, has beaten Guardiola multiple times, has beaten every single top-level manager in the game. Not every single one, but the majority, the ones he could have faced, he has beaten over a 90-minute period. So, of course, it can happen on Sunday. I will not rule that out in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going into this with like complete and utter, we're definitely going to lose. But odds are against us. Odds are definitely stacked against us. Liverpool, dominant right now. I don't think they've lost this season. Salah playing like one of the best players in the world right now. Complete collective unit. Van Dijk's back in. For Manchester United to win on Sunday, the moons have to align. We have to really pull a performance out of the bag. But as we've seen from that second half against Atalanta, that we are capable of it. And that's going to be, I suppose, United shouldn't be going into a game against Liverpool at Old Trafford just with hope. But that's the position we're in now. I'm going to go down to the comments. I'm going to read a few of your comments out here. Edward, you're smelling something good over there. You're smelling an upset on Sunday. Well, I hope you're right, Ed. I really hope you're right. Oh, man, it'd be great to be Liverpool. Really great to be Liverpool. And Liverpool fans must be, I'll be honest, if I was a Liverpool fan, I would be so excited about Liverpool going to Old Trafford and potentially sacking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That must be a great situation for them to be in. Mate, it was the same situation as what happened when Mourinho went to Anfield. I specifically remember it. After Anfield is when I lost it with Mourinho. I lost faith in Mourinho. I was past the point of no return. Can they do it with two managers and do it at Old Trafford? My God. My word. Let me go down to the comments here, read a few out. I have to say, I've been watching Ronaldo play, says Rory, since he left, and that goal is the most emotional he's got in a long time. Whatever people says, that man cares about United. Hell yeah, he cares about United, man. He wouldn't have come back otherwise. I don't think so anyway, because he had such a legacy with the club. He wanted to get that back to where it was before. He didn't come to Manchester United to fail. Ronaldo didn't come for a payday. If he wanted a payday, he'd be sunning himself in Qatar right now, probably earning double the wages. Where did Liverpool finish last year, says Graham? Don't know, but United finished second. Did they finish fourth? I can't remember where they finished last year, to be fair. It'll be really disrespectful to the greatest player in Champions League history if he had to play in the Europa League, says Friendly Goat. Well, I think Ronaldo certainly agrees with you. See a couple more comments here. As much as I want to win on Sunday, I'll take a draw in the current form of team, says Zahid on Facebook. But football is a funny game. Hey, cool. Football is a funny game, my friend. Football is indeed a funny game. And as much as I know Manchester United are not favourites in any way, shape or form, I won't rule it out. But as Fabrizio says there, Sunday is key for Solskjaer. And that's why it's going to be such a tense game. The tension was there before Atalanta. It was really, really tense. And I'll be honest, the players played like it. I told you it was going to be that sort of atmosphere. You knew it was anyway. Not that I'm some sort of fucking messiah. But it was going to be that sort of closing atmosphere. As soon as one pass went astray against Atalanta, it was like intakes of breath, moaning as soon as a pass went wrong. That's what happened. And boos at halftime. Against Liverpool, I feel it will be a different atmosphere. After what we saw against Atalanta, because it's Liverpool, Old Trafford won't be a pit of nervous energy on Sunday. It will be bouncing. It will be really bouncing before kickoff. Hopefully there's a bit of sunshine and it feels like a proper Sunday afternoon game of football. Or maybe it'll be miserable and raining, which would suit Man United and Liverpool, seeing as they're used to it up there in the Northwest. But it's going to be a hell of a game, man. Hell of a game. I keep saying it. It's the biggest game in Solskjaer's career as Manchester United manager. It keeps being pushed. That's because of the precipice that Solskjaer is standing there looking over, and he's looking into the black hole. And he was literally free diving into that black hole before everybody went down, grabbed and pulled him back up in that second half. Now we need to see if we can do it against Liverpool. What's your predictions about it? You let me know in the comments below. I'll read a few of them out. And also, where are you watching from? I'll get a few of you added onto the map. If you want to get added onto the map properly, please make sure you fire it in a super chat, and I'll definitely add you onto the map. And if you would, I don't ask this very often anymore, actually. Maybe I should put it up a little bit more. Hit that subscribe button, ladies and gents. Come on. Let's see if we can get this to 208,400. Remember, we got 210,000. We're getting a nice big giveaway. So you want to subscribe to United People TV if you're new. As I said, the most interactive, genuine community United channel that exists on YouTube and Facebook as well. Big up to the Facebook community. I apologize to the Facebook members if I'm not as active in that Facebook group. I can't get the goddamn notifications to work on that stupid group. It's not a stupid group, it's a great group. But Facebook's notifications just aren't working for me. It's really annoying me. Callum, I'll get you on here. You're watching from Guernsey, my friend. St. Peter's Port in Guernsey. Well, welcome aboard, Callum. Make sure you drop a like on the video on Facebook. I'll get you added onto the map, sir. And then we'll move on to the next point, and we are speaking about St. Peter Port. That's wicked. There you go, sir. You're on the map. Welcome aboard. Anybody else you want to get on, you know what to do. You keep leaving your comments in. But let's go over here and let's speak about the next point, because as much as we're speaking about Liverpool, we're speaking about Donny too. And I'll tell you what, Fab's had a busy couple of days, isn't he? I'll see it. Let me put a few of your predictions up here before I move on. And you're going 2-1 for United. Rashford's going to score, and a late winner from Ronnie, mate. Another late winner. 2-1, 3-2 again. 3-2 United. Well, 2-1. A lot of you going 2-1 here. You got 3 people to subscribe, says Victory. Well, big up to you, Victory. Why don't you join as a member, my friend? Come back in the gang. We all love you, really. Everyone loves Victory. Everyone loves everyone in the channel. Nothing but love here. And you're saying 2-1 Victory. But let's move on to Donny van der Beek, or as he's commonly known, Casper the Goddamn Ghost. This is what Fabrizio's saying about his future. There's nothing going on between Ajax and Man United for Donny van der Beek. Rumours about a potential comeback in January are considered fake by all parties involved as things stand now. By the way, there are huge chances for Donny to leave Manchester United in January. Now, what's your reaction to that? What's your opinion on Donny? I'll be honest, the Donny situation for me, I've accepted it. I'm past the angry stage. I've gone way into the acceptance stage, and that's where I am now. I've just accepted that Donny van der Beek is not going to be a Manchester United player. It's not that I agree with it. I still think that Donny could come in and do a wonderful job inside that midfield for Manchester United. Problem is that for him, as we've seen against whether it's Leicester, as soon as you take Fred and or McTominay out of that midfield, it's just we look different. We do look different. We're so weak in that area that Donny's just never been given those chances. Absolutely never been given those chances. And it's a real shame for him, man. It's a real goddamn shame. He's basically back up to Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba. As much as we've all argued that he could play in that midfield too alongside Fred or McTominay or Matic or Pogba, Solskjaer has disagreed. And the coaching staff have disagreed. Even if Donny's come out and remember when he begged in that, not begged. He basically said, look, I can play number 6, number 8, number 12, number 59, number 74, number 399. He was like, just please play me. Please play me. And he still didn't get played. It's a real shame, I believe, for Donny van der Beek. But if I was him, I'd get the hell out of Manchester United in January. I said in the summer that keeping Van der Beek for our own club and our selfish intentions was the right thing to do. Well, it was the right thing to do because if, I don't know, Paul Pogba or Bruno Fernandes, if they got an injury, touch wood, they don't, oh my God, touch injury. But if they did, then Donny van der Beek was there as part of the squad to strengthen our squad. And that's why he was kept. That's why Manchester United did not let him leave. But now it's reached the point where I'm empathetic to Van der Beek's situation as a human. I would like him and his career to thrive elsewhere. And if Manchester United aren't going to use him, I'd simply like Man United to cash in, let him leave, and try and spend money on a central defensive midfielder in January. Not only would that suit Manchester United more, it would suit Donny van der Beek. It would allow him and his career to start again elsewhere. And I think it's everybody wins in that situation. I absolutely stand by it. I won't ever be able to prove it because you can't get guaranteed. You won't be able to hear it. But there's no way that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer signed Van der Beek. In my opinion, it had to have been a club signing, because I remember it at the time when he was available. It was like, Donny van der Beek is how much? 30, 35, 40 million, whatever it was. We all said that as fans. That's ridiculously cheap. It's exactly the conversation that went on at board level. Ed Woodward was like, I don't care if we need him or not. That player, sign him. We're not going to make a loss on him. We'll probably make a profit if he does well. Let's sign him. But the managers, I don't care. Let's sign him. It's a bit like Fred and Jose Mourinho. Manchester United signed him on data. They looked at his stats. They looked at his numbers. They looked at everything and said to Jose, this person's perfect for you. Jose didn't really want him. Remember how odd it was with Fred and Mourinho at the start? It's the same situation, really, with Van der Beek and Solskjaer. We've got Matrix watching from Fjellhammer. Fjellhammer? Could you also talk about Bodo's Patrick Berg when you get to Mourinho later? He's number 6 for Bodo, and he's a baller. Well, I'm definitely going to be speaking about Mourinho. Yeah, he was a baller. Who was it that scored? There was a player yesterday. I can't remember his name. He got 3 goals and 3 assists yesterday? Can't remember his name, though. Jeez, what performance. You're watching from Fjell. Let me pull this nice and full screen so you can see, sir, that you're getting added onto the map. That's a wicked name of a place. Fjellhammer. My God. I feel like a Viking saying that. Fjell. No, that's not it. Fjellhammer. There we go, sir. You're on the map. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much for your super chat. Nice to have you here. And it looks like there's another one coming in there. What's that? Let's have a look. It's from Chris. How you doing, Chris? You're saying it pains me to say this, but there's just no spot for Donny van der Beek. Ole prefers McFred. Then we have Pogba, whom he needs to play as well. Then there's Lingard. There isn't a spot left in midfield for Donny. Now, a lot of people, Chris, would completely and utterly disagree with you. But I agree with you as well. He is third choice behind Pogba and Bruno. Clearly, no matter how much we argue it, Solskjaer is not going to play him in that double pivot role. He's played him there against young boys, and he actually did quite well, I thought. And then he played there, I think, against West Ham in the League Cup. That is it. Kaput. We haven't seen him since. And I don't think we will. So at this point, I think we've all got to I think we just got to accept it. Solskjaer, he was actually asked about Donny van der Beek after the Atalanta game by Dutch TV. I don't need to pull it. Let me see if I can pull the interview up for you. Actually, I remember sharing it with someone. I think it was. Let me quickly find it. But it was I would say it's an interesting interview. It's not particularly interesting because it's exactly what you would expect to hear from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's basically what he said before, but it reaffirms everything that we've still felt. There you go. Look at that. I'm so good at finding things. What a man. What a hero of the people sometimes. This is here. So it's a thread from Dutch media. It happened after the game, and they asked Solskjaer about Van der Beek. So let's see what the latest from Solskjaer on Donny is. Because we've heard from Fabrizio. This is what Solskjaer has had to say. At the moment, it is hard. I understand Donny. He is frustrated. He is disappointed. I know he is not happy, but he is a top professional. He doesn't let himself down and knows this is how it works in football. You send him out to warm up, but then you put him back again, Solskjaer was asked. Everyone warms up all the time, but you have to just be ready. We know Donny has the quality to open the door and unlock things when he comes on, but I thought Bruno did okay as well. Sort of a little jibe from Solskjaer, I suppose, saying, look, I know you're pissed off about Donny, but Bruno's just put in an absolute man-of-the-match performance with 2 assists. I think I made the right choice. That's what he's saying there. Is it true that he could have gone to Everton? Solskjaer was asked. We never received an offer from Everton. We keep getting contrasting stories on this. Solskjaer saying no. I think it was Marcel Bouts, the Everton director, saying, yeah, we had him. We had a deal for him. So you can choose who to believe. I'd be surprised if there wasn't an offer on the table. We never received an offer from Everton. That's what Solskjaer said. For me, he is a Manchester United player. Tonight was another night where he was ready. I know that when he gets his chance, he will be ready, but he might never get his bloody chance. Jeez. A couple of weeks ago, he was annoyed and threw his gum. This is Solskjaer. I'll be honest, I have to laugh at it. You know, you never swallow your gum. That's what you're told when you're a kid. So, of course, he shouldn't swallow it. And in these COVID days, he shouldn't hand it to someone else. I think Solskjaer is even trying to hold back his own laughter there when he's saying that shit. But that's quite funny. But I suppose overall, the interview is not particularly funny if you're a Donny fan. But that point there is exactly why he will not play for Manchester United. Where is it? That one there. I thought Bruno did okay as well. And if it's not Bruno doing okay, it's Paul Pogba doing okay. I think I've said this before as well, ladies and gents. I think you can put Donny van de Beek in the same category as Shinji Kagawa. I've explained this before. I'll explain it again. When Kagawa was brought in by Fergie, he was brought in to replace Rooney. That was when Rooney and Fergie were falling out. That was when Rooney seemed to be leaving Manchester United. That was more likely. Then, obviously, Fergie decided to retire. He went to, I think it was his wife, Kathy, her sister died. And then Fergie decided that he didn't want her to be as isolated anymore. So Fergie retired. And Kagawa stayed. And Kagawa stayed, and so did Rooney. Rooney didn't leave for a few years. And therefore, Kagawa never got into the team. So I think Kagawa was bought to replace Rooney. That's similar sort of number 10 style of player. That's where Rooney was playing quite a lot at that point in his career. And it didn't work out for Kagawa because of that, because Rooney never left. The space was never there. With Bruno and Pogba, I personally think that Van de Beek was brought in with the intention of replacing Paul Pogba. I think Manchester United expected Paul Pogba to be sold, expected Paul Pogba to leave. Then coronavirus happened. And through everything up in the air for the last couple of years, it stopped clubs coming in for Paul Pogba. He was on the verge of joining, not on the verge of joining Juventus, but Juventus were prepared to be leaving. Juventus were prepared to spend a lot of money on Paul Pogba. That was going to happen. Then coronavirus happened. That went out the window. Then everything else went out the window and Paul Pogba stayed. In my opinion, I think what you've seen now with Donny van de Beek is the consequence of that. That's what it strikes me as. Two things. Number one, I don't think Solskjaer ever wanted to sign in. Number two, I think he was signed by the club as a tactical replacement for Paul Pogba because the club expected him to leave. Then coronavirus happened. Then Paul Pogba stayed. Now Donny doesn't have a place in the team. Ole, you're saying Kagawa got more playing time and chance? Yeah, he did under Fergie. But that's just what happens in football. Not everyone's going to be happy, man. All right? Not everyone's going to be happy. And a lot of you might say, look, man, well, Paul Pogba still might leave. And you're absolutely spot on there. You're absolutely spot on. Paul Pogba, in January, he could agree terms with a club outside the Premier League and leave Manchester United. Now, does that mean that United won't allow Donny van de Beek to leave on loan, won't allow Donny van de Beek to leave the club at all? It's an interesting concept. You let me know what you think about that below. But I feel sorry for Van de Beek because he's found himself caught in a situation he never really should have been in. And coronavirus is a substantial part of that. There's nothing that nobody could have expected that. Of course not. And I just feel really sorry for Donny that he's been caught in the middle here. Matthew's saying, is that Matt for people watching live right now? No, not live right now. It's for everybody who fires in throughout the entire stream where you're watching from, and I'll add names onto the map. Let's have a look at the map here. We've got 215 different map points. We've got Norway, Guernsey, UK, Trinidad, France, Cameroon, UK, Scotland, South Africa, Canada, Algeria, India, Macedonia, Netherlands. Woo! Italy's on there too. The list goes on and on and on. But if you want to get added onto the map, you let me know in the comments where you're watching from, town and country. And if you would, fire it in the super chat and I won't miss it because there's too many comments coming in. Olu, you're saying Fabrizio said Solskjaer wanted him clearly. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's got nothing to do with Solskjaer not wanting him then, and specifically just that point I made there, that Man United signed him with the intention of Paul Pogba leaving, but then coronavirus happened. And then, unfortunately for him, he got caught in the middle of that. It is what it is. I really, for the life of me, I really do feel sorry for Van de Beek. I really do. But with Bruno and Pogba in his team, I understand why he's third choice. But Bahadir, is it Bahadir? Yeah, on you go, sir. Watching from Izmir in Turkey. On you go, sir. Welcome aboard. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Otherwise, I'll take you straight off. I won't take you off the map because I won't know. But why not? Izmir, Turkey, you're on the map, sir. Welcome aboard, Bahadir. Or join as a member. Become part of the family. Let's go on to the next piece of news. It's a busy day. Hey, it's Friday. Everyone's got that Friday vibe. What are you doing this weekend? Let me know in the comments below. Anyone going raving? Little party? Little barbecue? I don't care that it's October. It's still barbecue weather in the UK. It doesn't matter if it's raining or anywhere, really. It's always barbecue weather, right? Let's move on to the next point. Now, of course, we've got Liverpool on Sunday, and it's a big one. It's a big one. And one player we all want to see playing in that game is Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford came off against Atalanta with a dead leg, and there is concern about whether or not he's going to be fit. This is the latest on him. Marcus Rashford had treatment at Carrington on Thursday morning and is hopeful of being fit to play against Liverpool. He is optimistic of being cleared to play the fixture. Come from Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail. Now, we will see what Solskjaer says at 1:30 today. I believe it's 1:30. It's normally 1:30. With his pre-match press conference. Maybe I'll do a live reaction to that today. I'm thinking what I was going to do for my video today. I don't really normally do live videos for press conferences. Maybe you'll enjoy it. Maybe you'll join in. But anyway, Rashford is hoping to be fit. And I'll be honest, I'm hoping for him to be fit as well. It was only really a dead leg that he went off with. He looked so fit. No homo. He looked so fit and sharp. He looked fantastic, in my opinion, in these two games he's come back to. First appearance against Leicester was goal from the bench. First appearance there, he just looks sharp, and it was a cracking finish against Leicester. So much is said about Rashford, not doing cultured enough finishes, I suppose. He's always putting his foot through it, like he did with that chance at the end of the first half. Opened his body up completely, swept it into the bottom corner, and I love those goals where you kick it along the floor at pace and it goes in the net and it just rolls up the net, rolls up the whole back of the net. That's when it looks like a really sweet, cultured finish. And it's good. Josh, you're saying, thought you don't do watch-alongs, Sam. No, I don't do watch-alongs. That's different. That's talking about a press conference. I ain't never going to be doing watch-alongs. There's a comment there coming in from Olu. What are you saying, sir? Compared to Tellez, McFred are terrible, and that's why everyone complains he should get a run of games at least. Speaking about Donny again, of course. I don't think we can realistically hold Donny in the same conversation as McFred anymore. I think they're completely different parts of the pitch, and Solskjaer has shown he's taken risks in his midfield. He's played McTominay on his own against Villarreal. He's played Pogba and Matic, which on paper wasn't a risk against Leicester, but without the energy and the actual movement inside that midfield, it was non-existent. So therefore, he's going to revert. And Fred, whether you like Fred or not, man, Fred was good against Atalanta. Fred is a good midfielder. I know he gets scapegoated. I've actually went as far as saying that he should never play for United again, really. And that's the last time I'll do a video like that. I've realised that it's not my style to be as reactionary as that, because you do get caught up in the moment. I think that was after the Everton game when he just didn't go shoulder to shoulder with Damari Gray, who was about 4'1". I went overboard with Fred. And Fred, if you use him in the right way, I think he can be a good squad player for Manchester United. It's just the fact that we've got to see him every bloody week in midfield. It's just, that's not good enough for United. Fred is a player, squad player, okay. Starting every week, not okay. Callum, what are you saying, sir? Sorry being off topic. Is being a supporter on Facebook the same as being a member, or have I subscribed to the wrong thing? Night shift, brain sorry. No worry. If you want to, there's different perks, I suppose. On YouTube, if you come as a member, you get priority comments read out because you'll pop up in a different color. It's just a bit of an easier integration from YouTube on here than Facebook. Don't blame me. That's just the software. If you join on YouTube or Facebook, you'll get access to the members only group, WhatsApp group. There's members only community pages with posts and a members only group on Facebook. You'll get access to United Legacy Arms. And that's the pre-match game show that happens. Oh, it's about on the mic. Lovely. Pre-match game show that happens, and you can come on screen with me and have a conversation. You'll get access to discounts on merch when that's coming out, and I'm working on that in the background. Don't worry about that. There's plenty of reasons to come on as a member. So I'd love for all of you to join in. Let me head down to the comments here. Saying Red Devil saying Bruno is injured. Ah, hell no. Bruno's not injured. I don't know what Bruno... Did you see Bruno's... Bruno did a piece for KFC with Jesse Lingard. I think it's called like Best Friends or something like that. Best mates. Driving in the car together. And he said, Bruno's, this blew my mind. Bruno's pre-match, everyone's got their superstitions before games. Sometimes some people wear a certain type of socks or put shoes on in a certain order. Bruno Fernandes has a goddamn cappuccino at 11 p.m. before bed, the night before every single game. A cappuccino? Is he meant? He's mad. Oh, I want to go to bed. Let me just have this massive dose of caffeine just to knock me out. He must just be doing laps in his head when he's sleeping. No wonder he's got so much energy. If he sleeps on coffee, what the hell does he have during the day? Crap me up. It was actually really quite a good video, I'll be honest. Bruno Lingard, really good wingman, that's it. Bruno Lingard, really good on-screen chemistry together. Clearly, that it was funny. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So I would encourage you watching it. But yeah, cappuccino. It made me laugh. It really made me laugh. And it's so Bruno. So Bruno. But moving on from Rashford, we got a few training picks just to get everybody excited. Popper's there in training. Ahmad's back in training. Good for the lads. Really, really, real big shame for him that he got his injury, because he would have been online. I believe it was going Feyenoord he was going to, and he would have really benefited from that loan spell. But he's here. He's training with Cavani. He's training with Ronaldo. And hopefully Ahmed, I think, can get out on loan in January. That will definitely help him. Jadon Sancho. Will Jadon start on Sunday? You let me know yes or no. Type it in the comments. And Matic, I don't think he'll start, but he looks happy. A couple of super chats that have been fired in. Let me go up here. Let me scroll up. Nearly missed one there. Where is it? There it is. Anuj. Morning. Nothing to say. Just feeling good. Chipper. Thank you, Doc. Nice to see you this morning, sir. And there's a comment there coming in from Ozzy. What are you saying, sir? Really want to see a 4-1-3-2. Pogba, central defensive midfielder. Rashford left wing. Sancho right wing. Bruno attacking mid. Cavani and Ronaldo up front. Well, now that would never happen. In a million years. In a million years. You're saying Pogba is the only... Ozzy, if we're talking about balance, that has to be probably the most unbalanced thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I mean, it would be good on FIFA for sure. But there's no way that Pogba's going to hold that central defensive midfield on his own and let everyone else in front of him just do the thing. Cavani, I'd be surprised if Cavani didn't start on Sunday. I'll be completely honest. Paulie, you're saying Jadon's to start. Sancho should start, says Save the Jungle. No, you're saying there. Vic, you're saying he should start. Rashford left wing, right wing. Sancho said Stefan. It's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting to see this start. Maybe I'll do my start 11 today. I was going to do it tomorrow, but maybe I'll do it today. I'm unsure. Sorry, I'll do it today. There you go. I'll have my starting 11 out for 1 p.m. God, I just spoil you people. I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm not really. I'm average. But there are so many question marks about who that starting 11 is, because you have to think about the team we're playing. You have to think about the intensity we're playing against. So there's certain players that just won't really fit into that starting 11. Maybe can come off the bench for sure. But for me, Cavani, I don't know. I feel like we're a different unit with Cavani in. And you can't drop Ronaldo for Cavani. You have to play them together. But then how do you play them together? Maybe do you play split strikers? Do you play Ronaldo and Cavani as split strikers with a diamond in midfield? I'm not sure. It's going to be really tough, because what Manchester United have to do, right, is it's not like we're setting up a team to stop Liverpool, but we can't set up a team that's just going to get overrun by Liverpool. So our starting 11 will be dictated by who we are playing. That's why things will be slightly different against Liverpool, I believe, anyway. And you cannot rule out United playing 5 at the back. It's a real possibility. And I know it might piss a lot of people off, but in terms of exposing the weaknesses that Liverpool have, that Liverpool like to press and then come down at they like to leave spaces on the opposite wings. So when it comes to like crossfield passes and switches of play and counter-attacks, that might be where United can exploit. So maybe we're going to be seeing something like that. Thierry, you're saying Cavani's energy is spectacular. Great word, spectacular, isn't it? Cavani is spectacular. I'll tell you what, Cavani's hair is spectacular. God damn jealous of that. Let me pull that up again. Look at that. I mean, not there. Kind of looks a bit weird there. But in general, bloody beautiful bloke, isn't he? Bloody beautiful bloke. Right, before I quickly move on here, ladies and gents, you know the drill by now. Drop a like on the video and let's see how we're doing. Are we going to reach... we need 13 more. So 13 more subscribers and we'll reach 208, 400 by the end of the stream. That'll be good, eh? It's Friday. Get that Friday vibe. If you're here, drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new, and keep firing in your questions. keep firing in your opinions and letting me know what you think. Victor, you're saying, what? No way, 5 at the back. Who wants to see that? I'm not saying that anybody wants to see it. I'm saying do not rule it out. It's a genuine possibility for Manchester United on Sunday, playing with actual proper fullbacks, wing backs rather than fullbacks, to give real width, 3 centre-backs. Maybe Varane will be fit. I don't think Varane will be fit, and that sucks. That sucks balls. Maguire, I'll be honest, I think Maguire was still quite average against Atalanta. Is that fair? Lindelof, my God, you see him getting shoved off the ball by Zapata. Jeez, he looked weak. He looked like Fred did against Damari Gray. Moving on, next talking point here. You aren't going to mention that Ole has hinted Martial will start on Sunday. I haven't seen that, if I'm being completely honest, but obviously his press conference is coming today, and there's going to be a lot more clarity on that. Ian, you're saying if you went 3 centre-backs, would you go with AWB or switch to Dalot? No chance I put Dalot there. We need somebody with pure defensive positioning. Again, that's what we need in our fullbacks, first and foremost, on Sunday. So AWB, no question. Chris, you're saying with Maguire and Lindelof, I understand the need to play 2 CDMs, but if you play Varane, why does Ole stick with the same formation? Because it's very, very difficult to... it's very, very difficult for Manchester United from one week to another to switch formations, just depending on what centre-backs are playing. Wouldn't really make any sense. So that's probably why we don't do it. And you're saying, I want us to go balls out, slap it on the table. And 3-5-2 on Sunday, a statement of intent. Wow. Do you really think Solskjaer's going to do that in a game where he could probably get sacked if he loses it? Would you do that if you were Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and you're in a game you're going to get sacked if you lose it? I don't know. I don't rightly know, but I don't think he will. Moving on to the next talking point here. Wajing. Talks are ongoing between Man United and Bruno Fernandes regarding a new contract. Simple as this. Get him to sign the ting. Bruno, new deal, ASAP Rocky. Get it done. He wants to say, and again, he said in that Wingmen video with KFC yesterday, Lingard said, do you feel Mancunian? And he was like, well, a little bit, but I hope to be here for a good few years, like you were. I hope, and he was like, I hope you're here for a few years. Oh, so nice. But Bruno has no intention of leaving. He wants to stay for a while. I think Bruno wants to create a legacy for himself. He strikes me as that player. He's got that mentality for the player. He loves being the big dog. He loves it. He thrives on it. And we need him. We need him. T, you're saying we would all love to see that formation, but he won't risk it. I don't think you can roll it. Whether you call it, because you can call that formation 5-3-2, or you can call that formation 3-5-2. It's the exact same thing. You're going to have 3 centre backs and you're going to have 2 wing backs. It depends how aggressive those 2 wing backs are as to whether it's a back 5 or a 3-5-2. And that's why I'm saying you can't rule it out. Maybe it's going to be my predicted 11. But if you play 3 centre backs, you're probably looking at. I think he would probably play Shaw as a left centre back with Maguire in the middle and Lindelof on the right. And then you would probably be looking at Alex Telles on the left and Wan-Bissaka on the right with 2 holding midfielders of maybe Fred and McTominay. But then what happens with Bruno? What happens with Ronaldo? What happens with Rashford? And that's what I mean. You start getting really, really top heavy. Really top heavy. It's a tough thing to do, man. It's a really tough thing to do because if you try and give United a bit of defensive solidity with that sort of formation, then you take away from our best players going forward. But maybe we need to do that and sort of leave one on the bench or so to give us a real counter-attacking option. But then what do you play, like Rashford and Ronaldo up front? But then where does Bruno go? Where does Bruno go? I don't know. I don't rightly know. I don't know why I keep going to that accent, but I do. Moving on to the next one. Now we've got to talk about this quick. We've got to talk about this. Sorry, Jose. I'm not sorry. Jeez. And people saying that's dead, no wingers. When it comes to wingers, that's what the wing backs do. The wing backs offer the width, not the wingers. Mourinho. Woo. Mourinho's Roma lost 6-1 last night to Bodo. Is it Bodo? I think it's Bodo. Bodo Glimt. Who I believe are Norwegian champions. 6-1. First time he's ever lost 6-1 in his career. And if anybody had the 21st of October as Mourinho Meltdown Day, congratulations. He was there obviously saying, if we had any doubts and I didn't have much, we're a very good team. We don't have a very good squad. Remember when he was doing that and when people were questioning his selection, he's like, and then we lost the game and he was like, that's why we play Fellaini. That's why, because that was when Man United were playing their second string and got beaten. And then Mourinho threw everyone under the bus. So, goodbye. I mean, plenty of you still want Mourinho back, right? Because he won the Europa League with United. And he's the person to bring some sort of, to help our club. Hey, is he fuck? He helps himself. Nothing else. That's why Solskjaer and Mourinho cannot be compared as managers in terms of the success at Manchester United. Because for me, success doesn't reside on Europa League and League Cup. Success resides on Manchester United as an absolute institution, getting closer towards that Premier League, getting close towards that Champions League. And we're in a much stronger position as an overall club on and off the pitch under Solskjaer because of the work Solskjaer has done than we ever were under Jose Mourinho. End of that conversation. Someone mentioned there earlier in a comment saying that when you speak about this loss, talk about the number 6 for Bodo. I didn't watch it, but apparently, is it Patrick Berg? Apparently, he's very good. Well, maybe we're going to look at that one. I'm not asking anyone to hate on Mourinho. I'm not at all. But don't try and argue with me that Jose was a more successful manager at United, because you're not going to win that argument. Y'all ain't going to win that argument. Okay? Simple as that. Oh, Aniket, look at that. United stand is better. Well, what are you doing here, my friend? The door is over there. Vamos. Vamos, sir. Right, moving on. This is an interesting one. I think I might do a little short video on this later on Facebook and actually get your opinions on it. Haaland, £500,000 a week. Bear in mind that Ronaldo's on in the region of 400. This is Cristiano Ronaldo, the greatest player, arguably, of all time, the greatest goal scorer of all time, and that's for sure. And Erling Haaland wants more than him. That is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Do you think the Man United should be going after Haaland if he wants wages in that region? You let me know what you think in the comments below. But I'll tell you what, that's a lot of wedge. That's a lot of wedge. Someone asking me, what are you looking at to your left? Well, I've got my TV here, which is my second screen. Pardon me, that I'm bringing you all the content on. You know, got to keep doing that. Got to keep switching between. Jose, the person the board never backed, says someone. Wow, that's a complete and utter lie, wasn't it? Because he was back the first 2 years, and then he wasn't backed in the third year. Lisa, you loved Mourinho. Well, cool. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I understand. I really enjoyed it. I was there I remember that week when, what was it? I think it was St. Etienne. I think it was St. Etienne away in the Europa League, and we won 1-0. And then it was Southampton in the League Cup final a few days later. I remember that week because I went to St. Etienne, absolute craphole. I think it was on the edge of, you had to go, flew into Lyon and then went to St. Etienne, then went back to Lyon, proper like industrial small city in France. And I remember the St. Etienne fans giving it the Munich chants and the planes, so that wasn't particularly enjoyable. But then we had the game against Southampton with Ibrahimovic in that final. That was a good week. It was a good week as a United fan. I enjoyed that. But Erling Haaland, let me see what you think. Imola, you're saying hell yeah. Hell yeah. Paulie, you're saying a bit much, but Haaland's unreal. We can't deny that, can you? Guy is pretty much unreal. Victorim, you're saying Haaland will go Real or City, unfortunately. Top Dog, you're saying yes. Alex, you're saying no. Verts, oh, that's a new lad coming through. Chris Boyle, you're saying no way. Ant, you're saying that's a lot of money. But we have to decide what we want going forward. I'm honestly unsure if we are suited to a player like Haaland. I've been watching his work rate and I'm concerned. I mean, he has been a bit like Sancho. They were, I wouldn't say Haaland's got a terrible work rate. He's certainly got the pace for it. I suppose it depends how the team is playing, right? It's a bit like Sancho. Right now, he's not got the work rate, but it's because United are playing just simply too slow. And Chris, you're saying he will be the perfect replacement for Cavani. Jonathan, you're saying United rioted at St. Etienne in the 70s and banned from OT and had to play at Plymouth. Well, that's a fun fact for you. Didn't know that. Maybe that's why they hate us so much. But yeah, crap stadium. Don't go to St. Etienne. Where would he play? Probably play up front, mate, I think. What's the final thing we've got on here? Actually, I think that's all the main talking points we've got. That is all the main talking points we've got. Right. As always, at the end of every single stream, you've got 5 minutes now to fire in your questions, fire in your super chats, and you ask me what you want. Ask me anything, really, if you want. Anything United related, at least, hopefully. But let's see if we can't hit that. How are we getting on? We are close. We need 11. We're probably going to get it. Everyone's feeling a bit stingy with the old subscriptions these days. If you're new here, welcome aboard to United People TV. Hit that subscribe button. Let's see if we can get to 208, 400 by the end of the live stream. And as always, now fire in the comments, where are you watching from? Let me know the town and let me know the country, and I can put you on to the fabled interactive map. It's there waiting for a couple of your names to go onto it now whilst I read your comments and your questions out. Callum, you're saying, could we develop Greenwood to be our main striker? Absolutely we could, sir. Greenwood is somebody who clearly, in my opinion, is far more naturally suited to the central role compared to Rashford. And he's the best finisher I think we've got. Is he still the best finisher we've got at the club? I mean, I think Ronaldo might have something to say about that, but he's certainly the best natural finisher. It's kind of easy for him. It looks easy for Greenwood. That goal against Leicester, he scored plenty of cracking goals this year already. And he's growing as an individual. So absolutely, he could be growing into that central role. And Cavani's leaving in the summer, of course, and depending on what goes on with Haaland, maybe he will get more game time there. I've got to add this in because I've got a lot of family over there. Andy from Derry. How you doing, buddy? All my family from there. Can you get? Oh, no, not Ferry. That's Derry. It's Derry in Ireland. Andy, welcome aboard, sir. Nice to have you on board. It's not Andy. That's not. Just for a second, I thought it was my uncle Andy, but it's not. That would have been embarrassing. What was I talking about there? There was a question there, and I've forgotten what it was. Chris, when will you be watching live at Old Trafford next? This is the first seat. So I paused my season ticket this year and sort of protest against the Glazers, and then we signed Ronaldo. Well done, Sam. You sport that for yourself, didn't you? I went Southampton away. I don't know what games I'll be going to at Old Trafford this season, if I'm being completely honest. And I'm really I'm putting a lot of work into United People's TV now. So to miss a game, it's not impossible. I can get the video editor to do the videos. But I'm not sure, if I'm being completely honest, when I'll go up next. I personally prefer going to the away games. I've got tickets booked to go to Villarreal, but I'm not sure whether I can actually go now. That's a bit annoying. But I'm not sure, if I'm being completely honest, when the next game is. But I'll go at some point. Let's go down here and read a few more of your comments out. Pule saying, what's your prediction for the midfield on Sunday? Make sure you watch my Predicted 11 show. I'll put that out today because it's going to be the big talking point. And you can see what my midfield will be in there. Let's go up here and read a few more of your comments out. Any updates for Donny? Says Anthony, we had a big conversation about Donny earlier in the stream. And I'll be honest, I'll be surprised if he stays. I'll be surprised if he's here past January. I don't think he should be, man. You can't have reached saturation point for members, as supposedly there are 1.1 billion United supporters around the globe. That's true. Come on, we only need 1%. I'm not greedy. 1%, that's cool. So make sure you drop a like on the video as always. You've got John, you can go on the map, sir. Watching from Dunedin, New Zealand. There's a few from New Zealand, but you can get added to the map, sir. Mate, look at the map. This always makes me, there you go, Dunedin City in New Zealand. Look at this map. It always makes me smile. So we've been doing this since we started these live streams back in August time, and look at it. All the way down there in New Zealand. Got a couple over there. What is that? Is that Fiji? Yeah, it is Fiji. Look at that. Man, I'm good on the map. Woo. So look how many people we've got on this map. From Fiji, New Zealand, all the way across, right to the west coast of America, up in Canada, up in the tips of Norway. We've got someone in Russia. Kazakhstan's looking a bit sad. Turkey, northern, all around the world. And it makes me smile. It really, really does. Oh, look. There's plenty of you watching. Really, really good fun. And Dunedin. Sorry, there you go. But I'll wrap it up there today. Really, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all joining in. Please drop a like on the video. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for any super chats that you sent in. It always supports the channel. If you would like to, like the lad who joined from Thailand today, please join as a member. Think about joining United People's TV. It's a family, genuinely. I know a lot of people say it's interactive in the community. Yeah, there are, but this is the best, if I may say so myself. It's certainly the most interactive. So thank you very much for enjoying the video today. Thank you very much for engaging. I'll be here later on at 1:30. I'm going to aim for 1:30. I'll try and get my Predicted 11 out. Make sure you watch that. It's going to be a big, big game. It's going to be a big game on Sunday. And obviously, I'll be here on Sunday with the United Legacy Arms open an hour before kickoff. I'll be here with my match reaction after. Maybe we can open for a live chat in the evening after the game. It's going to be a big weekend. Have a good Friday. Enjoy yourself. Have a few beers. Enjoy Saturday. I might do a video on Saturday as well. Not sure. But anyway, have a cracking weekend, everyone. And I'll definitely see you on Sunday for what is D-Day for Ole.